For those of us like myself who have a disabled child, I do not want to hear that we're protecting disabled rights and other rights when we're not even allowing them to be born in certain arenas. NARAL, Pro-Choice America, with ratification of the ERA, reinforced the constitutional right to abortion by clarifying sexes have their equal rights, which would require judges to strike down anti-abortion laws. Also, NARAL, the ERA will support protecting women's right to abortion. With 5 anti-choice justices on the Supreme Court and Roe Wade on the chopping block, it's more important than ever we codify women's bodily autonomy in our lives. It's interesting we're talking about the rights of women today, which again, this bill doesn't have anything to do with, but we're not concerned if the young women in the womb are even able to have a birthday. And for those of us like myself who have a disabled child, I do not want to hear that we're protecting disabled rights and other rights when we're not even allowing them to be born in certain arenas. Every day, I get a text on this phone. It's from my daughter. Jordan is 27 years old. She has spina bifida. She cannot walk and has never took a step. And I believe, probably given a medical condition, will not happen this side of heaven. But she rolls and she smiles. She goes to work 3 days a week. She gets herself up early to put her clothes on and take her shower and get a bus that she calls, and she goes to work. The folks in Sweden, you know what they want to do? Kill her. Because she is not as valuable as a Down syndrome child is not as valuable. You want to open this Pandora's box of no abortion restrictions, then own what you're doing. But when Jordan texts me, she texts me, "Good morning, Daddy, I love you. How's your day?" 27 years ago, when we found out a week ago, 27 years ago, that Jordan was going to have spina bifida, we were a young couple, just happy that God gave us a child. And to find out that she had a disability only kept our hearts more in tune to what God had given. But my wife went to school the next week, and so she was telling the teacher about what was going on, and she said, "We're trying to figure out where we need to go to have Jordan helped when she's born and get some more medical attention." And this person looked at her and said, "You know you have choices, correct?" And my wife said, "Well, yes, there's Northside Hospital, there's Scottish Rite." She said, No, dear. You don't have to go through with this. That's your choice." In other words, as my wife looked at her and said, "You're talking about my baby." You see, when we go down this path, don't flower this bill up. Look at the ones who actually talk about it and say this is an open door to abortion on demand with no restrictions, no government interference. In fact, government pay for it. Think about my daughter, who, when we allow it out there for people who are struggling, and to get her news that you have a child with disability, that is one of the most amazingly devastating things that you can hear, because you don't know what the future holds. But what you do know is life is a gift from God, and that it is my joy to take care of her. We had 30 major surgeries before she was 5 years old, 3 of which were 9 hours in length. Tell me her life doesn't matter.